It's almost impossible scrolling through social media lately
Oh, definitely.
without bumping into an influencer,
Yep.
showing off skincare or like the newest gadget or even a cooking tip.
Yep, they're everywhere.
And they're definitely shaping what we think about buying. But have you ever stopped and thought about what's really making these campaigns work so well?
Hmm.
What's the sort of unsung hero behind this huge global industry?
That's a great question.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the global influencer marketing software
But
market.
the tech behind it all.
Exactly. Our mission is to figure out how this tech isn't just helping, but actually fueling this massive economy. We've got a detailed market analysis,
Hmm.
and we'll look at the staggering growth, where it's happening, and really why this software is now so essential for brands.
That's precisely it. Because when we talk about this software, it's not just a tool, you know.
Right.
It's more like an intelligent layer.
Yeah.
It brings precision to what used to be a really manual, sometimes quite chaotic process.
Excellent.
This software is basically the engine. It lets companies find the right influencers, maybe using AI,
Right.
manage these complex campaigns across different platforms, automate workflows, and this is critical, measure their actual ROI.
The ROI part,
Yeah,
always key.
absolutely. With real-time analytics, it streamlines, well, everything. Vetting authenticity, tracking engagement, handling contracts, compliance.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, it's become strategically vital for like all sorts of industries.
Yeah.
Retail, tech, you name it.
So let's jump into the big picture then, because these numbers are, frankly, kind of mind-boggling. They really show how basic this software has become.
Yeah, the scale is something else.
So according to Cognitive Market Research, the global market for this software pulled in over $3.15 billion in 2021.
3.15 billion. Okay.
Then it jumped to over $5 billion in 2025. And get this, it's projected to just skyrocket to a massive $13 billion by 2033.
13 billion. Wow.
Yeah. We're talking a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of 12.55% between 2025 and 2033. That's impressive growth.
It really is.
So what does all this tell us? I mean, this kind of explosive growth, what does it signal about the software's role for businesses and maybe even for us as consumers engaging with content?
Well, what's really fascinating, I think, is how these numbers aren't just about market size expanding.
Okay.
They really point to a fundamental strategic shift for businesses. It shows companies aren't just, dipping their toes in influencer marketing anymore.
Right. It's not just experimenting.
No, exactly. They're fully embedding it. It's becoming a core, data-driven part of their digital strategy.
Hmm.
This growth really underlines how dominant social media still is in grabbing our attention
Yeah.
and, crucially, influencing our spending.
Oh.
The software is the key piece, right? Provides that solid infrastructure for brands to not just get seen, but to actually measure and optimize their impact.
Moving beyond guesswork.
Precisely. Towards quantifiable results.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if we zoom in a bit, look at the regions, North America clearly stands out, a real powerhouse.
Yeah.
Its market value went from over $1 billion in 2021 to nearly $1.8 billion in 2025. And it's expected to clear $4.75 billion by 2033.
4.75 billion.
Yeah, with a solid TRR of 13.149%. That feels like a pretty mature, sophisticated market.
It does. And within North America, obviously, the U.S. takes the biggest slice, right? It grew from $872 million back in 2021.
Okay.
And it's looking at around $3.7 billion by 2033. But what's quite interesting is Canada.
Ooh, how so?
It shows really strong growth. It went from $164 million in 2021 up to a forecast of $860 million by 2033.
Okay.
That gives it the highest CGR in North America, 14.8%.
Wow, 14.8. That's flying.
It is. And Mexico, while smaller, still shows solid growth. From $43 million in 2021, set to hit about $166 million by 2033. So you have these distinct growth rates across these, very close neighbors. It's quite intriguing. What do you think these numbers suggest, maybe about market maturity or perhaps different digital ad landscapes in each country?
That's a great point. Yeah, it definitely suggests different speeds of integration, maybe different strategic angles too. Canada's faster rate might mean they're quicker to adopt the latest software features, maybe.
Could be. Nimble adoption.
While the US, being bigger and maybe more mature, might be focusing more on optimizing these huge campaigns they already have running.
That makes sense. Optimization over pure expansion.
Okay, let's hop across the Atlantic, Europe, another really significant market here.
Definitely is sizable.
The European market was worth almost $900 million in 2021, grew to over $1.4 billion by 2025, and it's expected to hit over $3.5 billion by 2033,
$3.5 billion.
growing at a 12.044% CAGR. So what's the story within Europe's, diverse landscape? How's the software adapting there?
Well, Europe is definitely diverse, you're right. And the software's adaptability is key. Germany leads the way,
Okay.
projected to reach almost $650 million by 2033. France also showing strong growth, looking at over $524 million.
Yeah.
The UK, interestingly, despite being an early adopter, has a slightly lower CAGR, maybe around 11.2%, suggesting perhaps a more established, maybe even a bit saturated market. There, the software focus might be more on, like, deeper analytics and optimization
Right.
rather than just rapid growth.
Got it. Deeper, not just wider.
Exactly. Then you've got Italy, Russia, Spain, all growing strongly.
Yeah.
Russia actually has a particularly high CEG, over 13%,
Oh, interesting. Why Russia?
possibly reflecting a rapidly digitizing population, really embracing influencer marketing now.
Okay.
And then you have significant contributions from others, too. Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Luxembourg, they all add up, collectively contributing hundreds of millions more by 2033.
It's quite a spread.
Yeah, the different TCRs really highlight how the software has to cater to varying market maturities, different regulations, and even cultural tastes and content.
That makes perfect sense. It has to be flexible, agile. Okay, let's shift focus again. Asia Pacific. This region looks like a massive growth engine.
Oh, absolutely. Huge potential.
It reported revenue over $766 million in 2021, up to over $1.2 billion in 2025. And the forecast, nearly $3 billion by 2033,
Almost $3 billion.
with a KGR just under 12%. The potential driven by, just the sheer number of people in digital adoption is immense, isn't it?
It really is. And within APAC, China is the dominant force, growing from over $255 million in 2021 to nearly $950 million forecast for 2033.
Nearly $1 billion just in China.
Yeah, driven by that huge mobile-first consumer-based sophisticated e-commerce.
Wow.
The software there needs deep integration with platforms like WeChat, Douyin.
Local platform.
Exactly. But India is really surging, showing an incredibly high CGR, 13.8%,
Higher than the overall APAC average.
much higher, growing from about $120 million in 2021 to over $565 million projected by 2033.
What's driving that surge in India?
It's fascinating. It seems to reflect this explosion in, like, vernacular content in local languages, and the rise of micro-influencers.
Ah, okay. So the software needs to handle that.
Absolutely. Software offering hyperlocal targeting, supporting diverse content formats, that becomes critical there.
Makes sense.
Then you also have Japan and South Korea, significant, more mature markets. Software there probably focuses on highly curated campaigns. Australia, Singapore, Southeast Asia as a whole, Taiwan, they all add substantially to the region's growth too. But India's trajectory really emphasizes how adaptable this software needs to be, right? Cultural nuances, languages, mobile-first behavior.
It's a complex picture. Okay, finally, let's group together what we could call the, maybe, emerging powerhouses. South America, the Middle East, and Africa.
Right. Smaller markets currently, but really impressive growth rates.
Exactly. They seem to be leapfrogging in terms of digital adoption. Can you guide us through these exciting developing markets?
Sure. So South America, total market revenue was nearly $218 million in 2021. It's projected to hit almost $1 billion by 2033.
Wow. Almost $1 billion from under $220 million?
Yeah, growing at a strong 13.4% CAGR. Brazil is the giant there by far, set to reach over $433 million itself.
Why Brazil specifically?
Well, really high social media use, a very vibrant creator economy. The software is letting brands tap into these really engaged local audiences effectively.
Okay.
Then you have Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Chile, all showing significant rapid growth as well.
Got it. What about the Middle East?
Also accelerating fast. It grew from just over $100 million in 2021 to a projected $482 million by 2033. That's a THR of 13.6%.
Even higher than South America.
Slightly, yes. Saudi Arabia leading there, followed by Turkey and the UAE. The demand seems fueled by a young, very digitally savvy population, and also a strong luxury goods market. So the software needs to handle high-value campaigns, ensure cultural relevance.
Nuances again. And Africa.
Africa started at about $88 million in 2021, expected to reach around $339 million by 2033. The CAGR is a bit lower, 11.6%, but still very strong growth.
Who are the main players there?
Nigeria and South Africa are the key drivers. They account for a large chunk of that growth.
So across all these emerging regions, South America, Middle East, Africa, what's the common thread for the software?
Well, these regions really highlight how crucial the software is becoming for brands trying to navigate diverse, sometimes rapidly changing markets, maybe markets with evolving digital infrastructure. The software lets them connect directly with consumers across these vast, varied landscapes, which actually raises an important question, doesn't it?
Which is?
What unique capabilities or adaptations does the software need to really thrive in these diverse, fast-growing markets? Maybe challenges around data infrastructure or verifying local content, things like that.
That's a crucial point to think about, yeah. How the tech itself needs to evolve for those specific regional demands. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, it's just abundantly clear. The global influencer marketing software market isn't just growing, it's genuinely exploding. It's fundamentally changing how brands connect with people everywhere.
No doubt.
The numbers really paint a clear picture. This isn't some fleeting trend. It feels like a fundamental shift in marketing. And it's all powered by this increasingly smart tech that brings, well, precision and scale.
Exactly. The data we've looked at today shows this software is fast becoming foundational, like core infrastructure for digital commerce and brand strategy.
Yeah.
And the real story maybe isn't just that influencer marketing is growing, but that the software is bringing this unprecedented, efficiency, measurability, even authenticity to what was often a messy space.
Right. Taming the chaos.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's ongoing evolution that's going to reshape not just marketing campaigns, but maybe the whole landscape of consumer engagement and trust online.
So here's a final thought for you, our listener, to mull over. As this software gets even smarter, with better AI, deeper analytics, maybe hyper-personalization, could it actually democratize influence, allowing smaller, more niche voices to resonate globally? Or will it do the opposite? Will it consolidate power among the biggest platforms, the biggest creators, and fundamentally change that brand-audience relationship, moving beyond just selling stuff to creating genuinely integrated, authentic online communities? Something to ponder. Welcome to The Deep Dive. We're the podcast where we take a whole stack of your sources, pull out the really important stuff, the key nuggets of knowledge so you can walk away feeling genuinely well-informed.
That's the goal.
And today, we're diving into a world that's, it's completely changed how businesses connect with you, the consumer.
Totally change.
Just think about it for a second. Remember, traditional advertising. TV ads, billboards, magazines.
Oh, yeah. Feels like a different era sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, social media has just flipped that whole model on its head. It's brought in this more personal, digital, and often, frankly, much more effective way to reach people.
Exactly. And right at the core of that massive shift is our topic today. The influencer marketing software market. It's this super dynamic segment. It's evolving incredibly fast, and it sits right at this fascinating crossroads of digital ads, automation tech, and of course the huge creator economy. It's really where, creativity meets algorithms.
That's a great way to put it. So our mission for you in this deep dive is basically to give you the fast track to understanding this whole area. It's pretty critical.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack what's really driving the incredible growth we're seeing, but also the real challenges, the hurdles it faces right now, and of course, where it seems to be heading next.
What's coming down the pike.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The goal is for you to finish this feeling like you've got a solid handle on it, maybe with a few surprising facts and hopefully, a couple of those aha moments.
I love those moments.
Okay, so with that bigger picture set, let's really dig into the core things pushing this market forward. What's fueling all this growth?
Right.
First off, it seems pretty undeniable that brands are shifting their ad money. Big time.
Oh, massively. We're seeing a huge move away from the traditional stuff like TV, print.
Yeah.
And it's going straight onto social platforms, your Instagrams, your TikToks, YouTube.
And there's a clear reason why, right?
Absolutely. The reason is pretty compelling, actually.
Right.
Influencer engagement on these platforms. It just consistently delivers a better return on investment, a superior ROI.
Better than traditional ads. That might surprise some people.
It does. But yeah, studies keep showing it. Influencer campaigns can yield returns like up to 6 times higher sometimes.
Wow.
Largely because they tap into that feeling of authentic trust. They get around that ad fatigue people feel everywhere else.
Okay, so the software then becomes crucial.
Totally critical. It helps businesses find the right creators, the best fit, then manage the campaigns efficiently, and really importantly, track the metrics in real time. See what's actually working.
And it really connects because, I mean, especially Gen Z, millennials, they put so much trust in influencer recommendations.
Huge trust.
So these platforms, they're not just nice to haves, they're becoming essential tools for like genuine digital outreach and really optimizing performance. It's where the attention is.
It is. And that deep trust, it leads us straight into the next big driver, which is this rising demand for ROI-focused analytics. Real results.
Right. So marketers are moving past the vanity metrics, likes, views, that kind of thing.
Way past that.
Yeah.
I mean, those are still noted. But what they're demanding now are actionable insights, stuff that proves real business value.
And this is where the software really comes into its own, I guess.
This is its superpower, really. It gives you that granular data. Engagement rates, sure, but also click-throughs, actual conversions, deep audience demographics. And all that lets brands fine-tune everything across different creators, different platforms. It basically turns influencer marketing from a bit of a gamble into a measurable, repeatable way to grow.
Data-driven decisions.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these collaborations are changing.
Yeah.
They're not just about getting the name out there anymore. They're becoming structured, data-backed performance marketing. And that creates this just huge demand for software that has really advanced attribution and reporting, so brands can see the direct link to the bottom line, sales, leads, whatever their goal is.
Makes sense. Okay, and then there's a third driver, something about scale.
Yeah, and this one's maybe a bit less glamorous, but it's huge, especially for agencies. It's the need for scalability and automation.
Ah, okay. Because trying to manage lots of campaigns manually.
Oh, it'd be a complete nightmare. Imagine juggling multiple campaigns, different regions, different niches, all the contracts, the payments, manually. Forget it.
Yeah, sounds impossible.
It pretty much is at scale. So this software, it automates the really crucial bits, like finding creators, managing contract workflows, even handling payments.
Are there specific platforms doing this well?
Yeah, you've got big names like Aspire, GRIN, Creator IQ. These platforms let agencies manage, literally, hundreds of influencers, micro, macro, all sorts efficiently, and crucially without needing to hire tons more staff just to handle the admin.
Right, so it saves money and time.
Exactly. And things like CRM integrations, linking up with their customer management systems and automated reporting, that's key for coordinating everything in real time when you're operating at scale. Big operational boost.
So stepping back, what does all this really mean for, say, a busy marketing agency that's trying to grow its business?
Well, it suggests they can handle more clients.
Right.
Run campaigns that are way more sophisticated, and ultimately just be more profitable because they're not drowning in manual tasks.
It moves them from chaos to control.
Precisely. From chaos to controlled expansion. That's a good way to put it.
Okay, but like we said, it's rarely just smooth sailing, is it? What are some of the biggest hurdles, the challenges this market is facing?
Yeah, definitely not all sunshine and roses.
One major one, you hear about this all the time, is data authenticity, specifically the problem of fake followers. Still
a huge problem. It's a persistent headache for brands. Absolutely. Despite all the evolving filters and detection systems the platforms build.
it's still happening.
It is. Influencer fraud is significant. We're talking bots, yeah. But also just artificially pumped up engagement numbers, paid interactions. It can really mess with campaign results.
And damage trust, I imagine.
Totally erodes brand confidence. And often, it still needs someone to manually check things, verify the authenticity. You think you're buying reach to real people, but maybe not.
So these bot networks are getting pretty sophisticated then. Is there any practical way for a brand to spot a potentially fake influencer, even beyond what the software might flag?
It's a great question. And yeah, this is where the human eye, the human judgment is still really important.
Correct.
Look for weird engagement patterns. Like an influencer with, say, 100,000 followers, but almost no comments. Or the comments are all super generic, like great pick over and over. Red flag.
Ah, makes sense.
Also check their follower growth history if you can. Sudden huge spikes out of nowhere. Could mean they bought followers.
Right.
So while the AI tools definitely help, they reduce the risk, they're just not foolproof.
Yeah.
And that makes brands cautious, especially if they're in sensitive areas like finance or healthcare, where trust and verifiable results are absolutely non-negotiable.
Okay, another big hurdle. This one probably hits smaller players harder. High software costs.
Yeah, that's a really significant barrier, especially for Small businesses, startups, emerging brands that want to get into influencer marketing, but don't have huge budgets.
How do the costs usually work?
A lot of these platforms are subscription-based, makes sense, but often it's tiered pricing, and the lower tiers might only give you, like, partial access to the features you really need.
Mm-hmm.
So for those startups, the SMEs, the ROI on shelling out for these expensive tools, it's not always clear or guaranteed, which means they often end up sticking with, manual outreach or maybe using lower-cost freelance platforms instead.
So it's like trying to compete with the slingshot when the big guys have cannons.
Kind of, yeah. That's a fair analogy.
So if you are one of those smaller businesses, does this basically mean you're kind of locked out of the advanced game for now?
Well, for the moment, the lack of really affordable but still full-featured options does make it harder for adoption to spread beyond the big enterprise players.
Creates a bit of a two-tier system.
It does feel a bit like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Only the bigger brands can really leverage all the sophisticated stuff. Though, the market's always shifting, things might change.
Okay. And then there's a third challenge, one that affects pretty much everyone online these days. Privacy rules, API restrictions.
Ah, yes. The regulatory landscape, it's
Right.
a big one. You've got new rules like GDPR over in Europe,
Right.
CCPA in California. Plus, each social platform has its own data policies, and they seem to be getting tighter all the time.
And the result of that tightening?
Well, it often means less access. Less access to detailed follower metrics, engagement data, sometimes even campaign performance insights. It gets harder to pull that data out.
So that's a challenge for the software companies.
Definitely. They have to constantly update their systems to stay compliant. It's a moving target.
And for the users, too, presumably. Less transparency.
Potentially, yeah. Users might find they get less detailed analytics than they used to. So if you connect that to the bigger picture, this whole shifting regulatory environment, it's a definite long-term challenge for these platforms to keep offering really robust, insightful features while staying fully compliant.
A constant balancing act.
Exactly. A race to keep up with digital privacy rules.
Okay, so despite those hurdles, fake followers, cost, privacy regs, this market is clearly not standing still. It's moving fast. So what are the really exciting trends? What's shaping the future here?
Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff happening.
Let's start with one you hear a lot about, the rise of micro and nano influencers.
Yes, this is a really profound shift, I think. Brands are looking much more now at creators with smaller communities. Still highly engaged, but smaller. Typically, say, 10,000 followers or even less.
Which seems counterintuitive, right? Don't you want millions of followers?
You think so?
Yeah.
But these smaller accounts, these micro or nano influencers, they often have engagement rates that are like 7 to 10 times higher than the huge celebrity accounts.
that much higher.
Yeah. It makes them surprisingly effective for reaching really specific niche audiences.
So the software has to adapt to find these people.
Exactly. The platforms are getting much better at offering tools to discover these niche voices, these smaller creators, and manage campaigns with them effectively.
And that engagement level, it really underlines that authenticity, that kind of grassroots impact, can actually be more powerful than just raw follower numbers.
Absolutely. And the tools now are getting smarter. They're assessing not just engagement numbers, but the quality of engagement, the sentiment, tracking conversion metrics specifically for these smaller, often high-impact but lower-budget campaigns, makes them really appealing.
Very interesting. Okay, what's another big trend?
AI. Artificial intelligence is playing a much bigger role, specifically in creator matching and even forecasting campaign success.
AI matching creators to brands. How does that work?
Well, platforms are using AI and also NLP, that's natural language processing,
Yeah.
helping computers understand human language to analyze tons of data.
Okay.
And then they recommend influencers based on things like brand tone, making sure the vibe matches, audience alignment, obviously, and crucially, their past performance on similar campaigns.
And you mentioned forecasting, like predicting results.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Predictive analytics. Some platforms can now estimate potential campaign outcomes, reach, engagement, maybe even conversions before you even launch.
That's a game changer.
It really is. It helps marketers avoid those bad matches, the campaigns that just don't fit, and really maximize their ROI by picking winners up front. It allows for much more confident investment before you spend the money.
So it's data-driven confidence before the campaign even starts.
Precisely. And what's also really compelling here is how AI helps beyond just finding the right audience size. Things like sentiment analysis, tone matching. They also help protect the brand's reputation.
Ensuring consistency.
Yeah, making sure the message stays consistent, making sure the influencer truly reflects the brand's values, not just, has a lot of followers who might fit the demographic. It's deeper than just reach.
Okay, fascinating. And one more key trend.
Integration. Powerful integration, specifically with e-commerce and affiliate platforms.
Connecting influencer marketing directly to sales.
Exactly. It's really evolving away from just being about brand awareness, although that's still important, towards being direct performance marketing. The lines are blurring.
So how does that integration look practically?
Well, the influencer platforms are now connecting pretty seamlessly with major e-commerce systems like Shopify, Amazon, WooCommerce, and also with affiliate tracking tools.
Gotcha.
This means the influencer's content, a post, a video, a story, can be linked directly to a sale, using things like unique discount codes, special referral links, and conversion tracking features built right in.
Making influencers direct revenue drivers?
Absolutely genuine revenue drivers.
So what does this really mean for a brand manager who needs to show a direct sales number coming from their influencer spend?
It means they finally can, much more easily and accurately. They can measure the revenue impact pretty much in real time. And like I said, it's really blurring the lines. Is it influencer marketing? Is it affiliate marketing? Is it social commerce? It's kind of becoming all three rolled into one powerful channel.
A complete evolution of the marketing funnel, really.
Totally. A real evolution.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. To quickly recap what we've dug into today. It seems like this convergence, right? Social media's power, the efficiency of automation, and this increasing demand for real, trackable revenue. It's all pushing influencer marketing software right into the mainstream. It's becoming core performance marketing tech.
Absolutely. And understand these shifts, these dynamics.
Yeah.
It's really not just for marketers anymore.
Right.
It's about understanding a pretty fundamental change in how businesses connect with all of us, with consumers, how digital trust gets built or sometimes broken, and how technology is just powering all of it behind the scenes. This isn't some niche thing anymore. It's like a new paradigm.
A new paradigm. Okay, so to leave our listeners with something to chew on, here's a final thought. As this software gets even smarter, even more central to managing these relationships and campaigns, are we perhaps moving towards a future where the connections that feel the most authentic online are actually the ones that are the most algorithmically optimized?
That's a really interesting question. Authenticity by algorithm.
Something to think about long after this deep dive.